Nice haircut.
You noticed.
Well, last week's podcast, you left before we were done recording to go get your haircut. It was kind of awkward for our audience with you sliding out like that.
Like on a skating rink?
What?
I'm trying to hint on one of our segments.
Oh.
I'll try to be less dramatic, like a movie, next time.
Another hint at another segment?
Yep. But before we begin, I got to find my cell phone to make a call.
The way you hint at the segments are sad.
I'll try to work on them during the intro music. Why do people post to TikTok? What is a virtual classroom? Do you use AI? What's with all these fake photos?
Did you go to an arcade? How many TV channels were there? What was dial-up internet? Did you hang out at the mall?
From the class of 1996 with big hair, AOL, and whatever.
And the class of 2026 with YouTube, smartphones, and mask mandates.
You're listening to Midlife Young. Welcome to another episode.
I see you found your cell phone.
Yes. You know, it's kind of interesting the changes cell phones have gone through over the last 30 plus years.
You mean smartphones?
No, they were dumb as bricks originally. In 1995, the world was on the cusp of communication revolution. The mobile phone, once a luxury for executives, was slowly trickling into everyday life. Fast forward to 2025, and this humble device has become the centerpiece of human existence. Today, we explore the journey of the mobile phone, from its origins to its transformation into a digital lifeline. So first, let's jump right into 1995, the era of the brick. So what did it look like? Chunky, plastic, and often with that stubby antenna. Average rate? Around 200 grams. And what did it do? Well, voice calls. That's about it. Text messaging was just emerging, and coverage was, well, patchy. Cost? Around $1,000 for a high-end model, plus steeper per-minute call charges. The cultural impact of owning a mobile phone was a status symbol. People carrying them in belt holsters like trophies.
So what was the origins of the tech?
The first mobile phone call was made in 1973 by Martin Cooper of Motorola. Early models in the 1980s were suitcase-sized and cost as much as a used car. By the mid-90s, digital networks, GSM, were replacing analog, paving the way for text messages and smaller designs. Now, before we jump into the 2025 version, I do remember having, in my senior year, a Motorola flip phone, so it was a little smaller than the brick phone. Nifty little device. It had a pull-out antenna. Only got like 30 minutes a month of call time I could use on it. Definitely no texting. Red screen that only showed you numbers. It was funny because my mom picked on me while we were out at lunch with my aunt about the fact that I had a cell phone. And my aunt actually defended me and says, no, cell phones are good to have. And then she pulled out the big old traditional brick style one that we were talking about in the segment. It was hilarious. But definitely cell phones have gone a long way.
Nowadays, cell phones look sleek with glass slabs and foldable screens and AI assistants built in. It does pretty much everything. Calls, text, video streaming, banking, health monitoring, even controlling your home. The cost is like $800 to $1,500, but often financed or bundled with services. Phones are no longer just communication tools, they're identity hubs. Losing one feels like losing a piece of yourself.
And actually, depending on the phone, they sometimes are a little bit more. I think Apple just recently on their iPhone 17 jumped up the price from what the iPhone 16 was. But these bricks, important day to day, not only for all the functions they do, but a lot of times they are used for two-form authentication, whether it's at work or your banking account or whatever. So, I mean, these things are like important.
They really are.
But in closing, from a brick that barely fit into your hand to a device that fits your entire world in your pocket, the mobile phone's evolution mirrors our own. In 30 years, it didn't just change technology, it changed humanity.
So true.
Have you been to the movies lately?
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, which is a rare occasion. Usually just catch new movies when they come out online.
I know. The theaters, the popcorn, the snacks, the shoes sticking on the floor.
What?
Nostalgic old theaters. Anyway, let's do another round of one line.
Movie edition?
Yep. I'm going to read off one line from some popular movies from the 90s to about 1995. And how about if you read off one from a popular movie of the 2020s to 2025?
Sounds fun. You don't have FNAF 2 on here?
Sorry, the list was AI generated. It only gave me, what was it, about 10 items? But I'm sure if I would have asked it for 30, it would have came up with something.
Okay. How many are we picking?
We're going to do 3 again, because we can always save for future episodes. And that's a hint to our audience. Come on back, subscribe. But let me get started. Now, this one's a tricky one, because it could reference 2 different movies. But we're going to go with the ones in the 90s. Are you ready? Keep the change, you filthy animal. You might even recognize that one.
I've watched it.
And the name is?
Home Alone.
Oh, yeah. So the release date on Home Alone was November 16th of 1990. Just before Christmas, but definitely it was a Christmas-like movie. So its budget was $18 million, and it pulled in domestic $285.8 million. Worldwide, $476.7 million. Wow, that movie did pretty good. Its rating was PG. For those of you who have not, which I can't believe if you haven't seen this movie, an 8-year-old Kevin defends his home from burglars after being left behind by his family during Christmas. Often remembered for slapstick, at the heart, a kid's empowerment story about fear and borrowed bravado.
I picked With Great Power Comes Great Responsibility.
That's a phrase a lot of people have used.
Very true.
So, tell me the movie.
Spider-Man No Way Home. It's a multiverse crossover that brings together Spider-Man and villain from past franchises. It promised nostalgia and spectacle, and it became a redemption story about guilt and heroism. The budget was $200 million. The domestic gross was $500 million, and worldwide it was almost $2 billion.
Wow. It did pretty good then.
Mm-hmm.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
I got nothing.
So the movie was Pretty Woman. It was released on March 23rd of 1990. It's about a businessman and a woman that entered into a modern fairy tale romance. It was seen as a Cinderella fantasy. But the film intent was reshaped from a darker script into a crowd-pleasing romance about dignity and agency.
Very interesting. You ready?
I am.
Don't have a good day. Have a great day.
Why, thank you.
That was the quote.
Oh. And I don't recognize it. Tell me about the title.
About the title?
Or the horror movie. The horror movie.
It's not a horror movie. I'll tell you the description, then you can try and guess what it is. It's about a video game NPC that becomes self-aware and crosses boundaries into player world.
Hedgehog?
No.
Oh.
It's marked as a silly hero romp. Earned praise as a heartfelt tale on consciousness and purpose. Any guesses?
Still can't figure out the title.
So the title is called Free Guy.
I've never heard of it.
You should watch it. It's really good.
Have to put it on my watch list. All right. Now on to the next memorable quote. Because it's dull, you twit. It'll hurt more. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Released June 14th of 1990, Robin leads outlaws against the sheriff of Nottingham's tyranny. It was a rousing adventure with loose history and a beloved villain performance. Now the budget was 48 to 60 million, somewhere around that range. But domestically it pulled in 165 million and worldwide 390 million.
Wow.
Your turn.
Maybe this is what happens when you grow up. You feel less joy.
Cricket noises. I feel sad now.
Were you going to guess?
I don't have a guess.
The movie is Inside Out 2.
I've seen Inside Out 1. I don't know if I've seen Inside Out 2.
So in this movie, Riley hits puberty. Anxiety, envy, embarrassment, and Inu join the console. Movie is beyond family animation. It's an empathetic look at adolescent identity and anxiety. It was released June 14th, 2024.
A lot of cool movies here. We'll definitely have to come back with this segment.
It's cold in here.
I'm preparing for our next segment.
Unless you're doing an exercise routine, I don't see why we need to drop the temp in here.
It's on ice skating rinks.
So you have a story?
Yes.
You do realize our listeners cannot feel the temperature of our studio, let alone see us.
Fine. I'll turn the heat back on.
I'll go grab a hot cocoa while you start.
A winter afternoon at the rink in January of '85. The yellow 1980 pickup truck rumbled down the snow-packed road. Its heater worked overtime, but never quite winning against the January chill. Dad gripped the wheel with his gloved hands, his breath visible in the cab. In the bench seat beside him sat his two boys, Tommy and Billy, bundled up in thick coats, scarves, and those knit hats with pom-poms that never stayed straight. The truck smelled faintly of gasoline and old leather, and the boys' boots clunked against the metal floor as they fidgeted with excitement. The outdoor community rink came into view, a rectangle of smooth ice framed by wooden boards surrounded by snowbanks and pine tree dusted white. The sky was dull gray, heavy with clouds, and the light snow fell like powdered sugar. Dad parked near the brown lodge, a squat building with wood paneling and a single door that creaked when opened. Inside, the air was warmer, tingled with the scent of wet wool and faint electric heat. The rubber flooring squashed underfoot, slick from melted snow tracks in by other skaters. Wooden benches lined the center of the room, and a community bulletin board hung on the wall, cluttered with flyers for pancake breakfasts, church socials, and next month's hockey tournament. The boys sat down, wrestled with their used skates, scuffed but sturdy. The laces were stiff and frayed, and Tommy grunted as he tried to pull his tight. Billy's hat slipped off, landing in the slush puddle, and he groaned as he shook the snow from the pom-pom. Finally, they clomped out to the rink, blades clicking on the rubber mat before biting into the ice. The surface gleamed, flat and perfect, except for the shallow grooves left by earlier skaters. Around them, life unfolded in winter rhythm. A mom bent low, guiding her wobbly 3-year-old. Two teenage boys zipped past, practicing hockey moves with easy confidence. Laughter and scrape of blades filled the air. The boys pushed off, arms out for balance, sometimes gliding smooth as pros, other times tumbling in a heap, taking out a couple of unsuspecting skaters in the process. Each fall brought a puff of ice dust and a burst of giggles. Their ears stung from the cold, noses red and sniffling. Breath hung in the air like smoke, and the sharp scent of the pine drifted from the trees beyond the boards. Snowflakes clung to their coats, and ever so often, Billy had to readjust his hat after another spill. Hours slipped by, 3 of them, before Dad finally coaxed them back inside. The lodge felt cozy now, warmed by an old electric heater humming in the corner. They sat onto the benches, unlacing skates with stiff fingers, trading them for snow boots heavy with clumps of ice. Outside, the snow crunched underfoot as they trudged to the truck, cheeks flushed, hearts full. Dad promised the best hot chocolate he could make, and as the yellow pickup pulled away, the rink faded behind them, a little patch of winter magic in a small town of January 1985.
Wow, such a magical story.
I know, I can't do ice skates today. I will fall and break something.
I probably would too.
There's something about feet going faster than the rest of the body. Just doesn't work out. But no, I remember those days. Hit the snow lodge. Our schools also did certain events like that, either ice skating or cross-country skiing. Nowadays, most of my outdoor activities involve, well, shoveling the driveway or trying to get the car unstuck.
Oh,
I know, it's totally different nowadays.
very much so.
So, what about in 2015?
A Modern Winter at the Rink, January 2015. The sleek Tesla guided silently into the parking lot, its dashboard glowing with soft blue light against the gray winter afternoon. Inside, Mom tapped at her phone checking emails, while in the back seat, Emma and her best friend Sophie laughed over a playlist they just queued up. Both girls were bundled in modern winter gear, lightweight jackets lined with thermal tech, gloves that worked with touchscreens, and leggings designed for warmth without bulk. Their hats were stylish. Pom-pom swat furs, chic faux fur trims. The lodge was a far cry from the old brown building of decades past. Bright and airy, with exposed brick walls and big windows framing the snowy rink outside, buzzed with life. A skate and hockey shop sat attached, its shelves lined with glossy helmets, carbon fiber sticks, and the latest skate models. The smell of fresh coffee drifted from a small cafe corner, mingling with a faint scent of new leather and melted snow. Emma and Sophie headed to the benches, pulling out their skates, modern, lightweight, and customized with colorful laces and hand-painted designs they'd done themselves. They slipped in their AirPods, music pulsing softly as they tightened their boots with the quick release systems that made lacing a breeze compared to the old days. Mom stayed behind at a high-top table, laptop open, fingers flying across the keyboard as she worked remotely. Outside, the rink gleamed under soft LED lights strung along the perimeter. The boards were polished, and the ice was machine perfect, marked only by the elegant curves of skaters who'd come before. Emma and Sophie glided out, earbuds in, syncing their movements to the beats of their playlist. Around them, a mix of skaters filled the ice, a dad teaching his son to stop without falling, a group of teens practicing spins for figure skating, and a couple of hockey players weaving drills at the far end. Snowflakes drifted lazily from the sky, catching in the girls' hair as they laughed and raced each other, sometimes nailing perfect turns, other times tumbling in a heap, giggling as their music kept playing. Their breath puffed out in clouds, but the cold barely touched them thanks to their tech-lined jackets. The rink smelled faintly of pine and the landscape trees nearby, and the hum of the Zamboni in the distance promised fresh ice soon. 3 hours passed in a blur of laughter and playlists before Emma's phone buzzed. A text from Mom. Time to go. Starbucks. The girls grinned, skating one last lap before heading inside. The lodge was warm and bright, heated by modern systems humming quietly overhead. They sank onto the cushioned benches, swapping skates for boots with quick clicks. chatting about what drinks they'd order. Emma craving a caramel macchiato. Sophie debating between a chai latte or a frappuccino. Outside, the Tesla waited, its climate control already warming the cabin. Snow crunched under their boots as they walked to the car. Cheeks flushed, hearts light, the rink faded behind them, replaced by the promise of coffee, Wi-Fi, and Instagram posts. A modern twist on a timeless winter tradition.
Pom-poms swapped for chic faux fur trims? I mean, come on. I've seen your hats. You like the pom-poms.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes?
Sometimes.
A lot of your hats have them.
I know.
Well, at least we know the ice hasn't changed. It's still just ice.
That's true.
But overall, same experience, but just a little more modern. Well, that was cool.
Trying to make a joke related to the last segment?
No, just using one of those 90s catchphrase words.
Fire.
Yep. So listeners, be sure to comment on your ice skating experience, then or now.
Also, if there was any interesting tech from years ago, like the old brick cell phone.
And any memorable one-lines from a movie you recently watched. Until next time.
And happy birthday.
What?
That might just be a hint for a segment in the next episode.
Do I get a cake?
No.
From the class of 1996.
And the class of 2026.
This has been Midlife Young.
Don't miss out on future episodes by subscribing to our podcast.
And find us online at midlifeyoung.com. Thank you for listening.